Hello, my name is Veronica Chapman, and for the Econ extra credit assignment, I read the book Triumph of the City: How Our Greatest Invention Makes Us Richer, Smarter, Greener, Healthier, and Happier, written by Edward Glaser. This book covers how cities as a whole are what drives us forward as people, since they're in fact our greatest invention. But this book also discusses urban challenges, while including how more unique challenges impact our cities, such as winter weather, environmentalism, and even the internet. Glaser utilizes economic data and theory to learn the inner workings of cities and what exactly makes them so influential to our societies. As Glaser writes on page 1, cities have been engines of innovation. Great discoveries take place in cities with citywide support, dating back to the Industrial Revolution, even Plato and Socrates. As I mentioned, cities are not without their own faults, one being that poverty seems to have a hold on some of the most successful of cities. Too often, the most affluent individuals live mere blocks from the city's most desperate, as demonstrated in cities like New York, Atlanta, or Dallas. But Glaser argues that urban density provides the clearest path from poverty to prosperity. One reason for this is because proximity has become ever more valuable as the cost of connection across long distances has fallen. Later on, Glaser writes something that really resonated me while reading the book. There's a lot to like about urban poverty. Cities don't make people poor. In fact, they attract poor people. This in fact demonstrates urban strength, not weakness as it is often assumed. The opportunities that urban cities have attracts all different types of people from different backgrounds, which really supports this argument further. Oftentimes, people assume that larger cities make for more depressed citizens, but this is in fact a myth as well. People report being happier in countries that are more urban and a higher reported life satisfaction. This could be in part to all the added benefits that come to living in a city as well. But no matter the negatives that city life breeds, the positives outweigh them substantially, as is represented here. Something that really stood out to me from the beginning of the book is the success of New York. For example, the 5 zip codes that occupy the mile of Manhattan between 41st and 59th Streets employ 600,000 workers, more than New Hampshire or Maine. These workers on average earn more than $100,000 each, which means that this mile of land in New York has a larger annual payroll than the state of Oregon or Nevada. I was completely blown away by this fact, but also slightly unsettled. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on what your initial reaction is upon hearing about the success of this mile in New York. A benefit of urban cities such as Chicago or DC is a transportation that is instrumental within the city's infrastructure. In cities without that luxury, such as Omaha, American families earning $60,000 a year spend up to $8,500 a year on transportation on average. This is just one factor in many when deciding on whether to live in a more urban city or not, because these urban cities are more expensive overall, which makes the decisions difficult to weigh. Additionally, owning a car enables mass-produced housing at moderate densities. This provides the opportunity to ordinary Americans to live a lifestyle that is above most standards and to achieve their version of the American dream. Triumph of the City truly made me look at cities differently, especially when traveling. I love going to school in Omaha, but reading about the cities across the world makes me excited to move away and see how the cities all over move our societies forward. Thank you for listening. I hope you leave a comment, and happy Thanksgiving.